practice, and it finally show on that game field. It's the best feeling ever, and I'm just so happy for him, especially Aaron Mason. Going through so much and just being able to respond. He's the captain for this game, which is huge. And just really kind of his coming out party.
You've had such a big, I guess, step up as in the numbers of tackles. Obviously, you had a lot of tackles last year, but just the start that you've had this season has been almost ridiculous in the number of tackles.
I had a really good start last year.
Yeah, you did.
About the same, kind of production-wise.
Are you?
I mean, around there.
Around there.
But we got a lot of other dudes on this team making a lot of plays. So.
Yeah. Do you feel like the game is just slowing down? Like, what has clicked for you to make you just out there, I guess, running around making plays like that?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Alley does a great job of giving us an amazing game plan. Obviously, when you're up here just as much as him, just trying to, see what he sees as a defensive coordinator, then, you understand what he's calling, you understand where the ball should go into, so then you're able to, kind of two-gap. You have your gap responsibility, but then at the end of the day, you can't be a robot, and you just got to be a ball player.
John Summerall said when he was at Kentucky, he actually recruited you. He was raving about you after the game. What do you remember from maybe talking to Coach Summerall or maybe that recruitment?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't many SEC teams that really, were on me, but I do remember Kentucky was one of them, and obviously during COVID, it kind of got really difficult to recruit, but I appreciate any coach that did recruit me. Awesome.
Danny, what does it say about this defense that, you're facing the adversity after the pick six, it's a close game, and you guys you don't back down?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, mistakes like that happen. It is what it is. Jackson played a phenomenal game. I think the offense did an amazing job. But when something like that happens, defense is just going to respond. No emotion really changed. We just do what we do. We know offense is going to have another opportunity and just to put some points on that board.
What were they doing with the zone and the cutbacks that were maybe a little different than y'all saw, as far as just for them to have the success that they did?
Yeah, so they've kind of figured out that we have a really good interior defensive lineman all over the place. So they're really just trying to do the outside zone, the stretches, out of pistol to really try and hit those edges. I think we did a great job of kind of stopping that. They did a lot of funky formations, end over sets. We had all the right adjustments. I think we did a phenomenal job communicating. I think it's the best as we've been.
What did you think of R. Mason's game and just?
Yeah, I mean, R. Mason's battled through so much adversity. See a guy like that, from Florida like myself, and he's a captain for this game. It really means a lot to him, and to finally be out there, and he had 3 sacks in the second half. That fumble recovery, the forced fumble, that's in a PBU. That's massive. That's what you're talking about. That's what you need from guys like that. And that's just sarcasm cramping.
Where do you see the defense after 3 games?
I mean, I think we still have a long ways to go. I think we got in that red zone. We got to be better. Especially last year, that was a really strong point for us, and we just got to make adjustments. I think better, and really just communicate and continue to improve.
This was a really dynamic offense coming in after a couple of games. You guys made it one-dimensional early. How satisfying was that, knowing where you've been and where you still got to go in this season?
Yeah, with our front seven, that's one focal point. No one can really run the ball on us. We know that's what they kind of wanted to do to open up the passing game. I think in the second half they tried to start airing it out more. They got us on that first drive. I think we responded really well.
We've talked a ton about, OU getting SEC ready going into next week. Do you feel like this defense is SEC ready?
Absolutely. I think it allowed 12 points and 3 points. That's pretty good. I think obviously we know that's not where it needs to be right now. We need to keep improving. There's little mistakes here and there that we need to fix, but we're on the right path. We have the right mindset.
You guys obviously try to stay an even keel, and you guys try to not to get too high, too low, depending on the opponent. But obviously the game next week is the first SEC game. It's going to have some intensity to it leading up to it. How do you guys manage that during the week?
We're going to prepare the exact same way we prepared for Temple, for Houston, for Tulane. It's nameless face an opponent. We just got coming here. We're going to come here tomorrow, break down the film, and start game prepping for Tennessee.
You don't think there will be just a little bit more edge during practice at all?
No, because if we're going to have more edge for next week, then what does that bring for Auburn? What does that bring for Texas? You got to have the exact same mindset, the exact same intensity every single week. You can't go to the highs and lows of who you're playing. It has to be the same every single week, or else you're going to play like this. And so that's kind of how the preparation goes.
Coach Venables talked post-game last week about more good on good. I guess it was Tuesday. He talked about more good on good. Did y'all get that in practice? Was practice a little more physical this week?
I think so. I think for kind of during inside run, that period was a lot more physical, and it really showed for the offense. I think they did a phenomenal job running the ball. And that's what it takes. You got to practice hard if you want to go on the field and perform.
I was going to ask you about Howland and Ozeta, how those guys played during practice this week against the defense.
Yeah, I mean, really good. I'm not really looking too much on the offense side of the ball. I'm really just focused on the defense and our keys. But I think they did a great job on that field, so I think they probably had a great week.
What do you think the environment's going to be like against Tennessee?
Hopefully electric. I saw the crowd, kind of start to leave. I think there's such a huge point. Like, they don't understand, like, when a younger quarterback, like we just faced here and the quarterback we're having next week, the atmosphere is everything. And so in those deep moments, I understand the sun was on that on the east side, so I mean it's tough, but we're in the sun the whole game, so you got to just kind of stick it through. So I really encourage the fans to just try and just be there for all 4 quarters. We need them from start to end. All right.